All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am your host, SJP, host of the SJP Files Movie Edition. Now, this is not the first time I'm recording this intro. This is the second time, actually. I had a huge surge in my house that knocked out damn near all my equipment, so this fucking sucks. Is that a nice intro the first time? But doesn't matter. Today, we are reviewing Godzilla versus Kong. Now, fresh off the heels of my Zack Snyder review of Justice League. My review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. My apologies. I've decided to do a full DCEU movie breakdown, beginning with Man of Steel, that will come out most likely on Tuesday. Is where I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for Tuesday. So, if you love the show, if you like my reviews, now, the initial iteration of this podcast, you know, from the Zack Snyder's Justice League, is me just breaking down, is going essentially scene by scene throughout the whole movie. That is not how this podcast is going to go moving forward. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to break down the movie into about 7 to 8 parts. We're going down plot, cast, budget, box office, character arcs, most rewatchable scene, worst scene, and unintentional comedy. Now, you know, the unintentional comedy are the scenes where it's supposed to be a serious scene, but you're looking at it going, how the fuck is this not funny? How did no one think this was hilarious while you're rewatching this movie or making a cut of this movie? Maybe somebody did, maybe somebody didn't, but that didn't really matter to me. So, first of all, we're going to start off with plot. Godzilla vs. Kong plot's very simple. Two monsters going toe to toe, and yes, this is a spoiler discussion, obviously. Two monsters going toe to toe over who's going to be king. Now, basic plot of the movie: after the event of Godzilla King of the Monsters, this is the fourth installment of this kind of Warner Brothers monster movie universe. After you had Godzilla, Skull Island. Was it Kong Skull Island? I believe it's Kong Skull Island. Then Godzilla King of the Monsters, and now we have Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, after the event of King of the Monsters, the storm that King Ghidorah whipped up kind of threw the storm surrounding Skull Island into a frenzy, which wiped out the native inhabitants and made the habitat very dangerous to live in, and even kind of wrecked Kong's habitat himself. So, as Monarch has essentially built this enclosure for Kong that he's getting restless in. The movie starts out, Kong wakes up. Kong's basically sleeping on a mountain, wakes up, scratches his ass, and goes take a shower at a waterfall, which I thought was really good. In this movie, they very much make Kong seem human. They make Kong seem very, very human, which is something you very much understand as the movie goes through piece by piece by piece. Now, our first, we'll get to cast and characters and all that other shit. Yes, we'll get to cast and characters, but after that, we get our first human in the movie is when we meet Gia, who is kind of like our main character alongside of Kong. She's kind of like the Batman, the Robin to his Batman, essentially, if you want to go with sidekicks. She's kind of Kong's sidekick. She's the only human Kong truly trusts. And the little girl is deaf. But like I said, Kong's getting restless in this, makeshift habitat for himself. Now, after that, we transfer to Pensacola, Florida, where our evil tech company is being infiltrated by our whistleblowing blogger by the name of Bernie Hayes. Now, Bernie is a podcaster with the Titans Truth podcast, listened to by Millie Bobby Brown's character, Madison Russell. Now, he's in now. Bernie is infiltrating, this tech company, and as they're essentially, it looks like they're performing some kind of experiment in the lower labs. Godzilla shows up, and he's absolutely pissed, and he basically destroys the entire facility. Nobody knows why Kong is pissed, but you can, if you're familiar with the character of Godzilla, and you're familiar with kind of the storylines of Godzilla, you can probably guess why Godzilla isn't overly happy about the situation, but the entire world is panic. Godzilla, Titan Savior, is no longer on the side of humanity. He's pissed about something. Most of the world thinks Godzilla is just throwing a temper tantrum, but no, Godzilla's very, very angry about something, and no one seems to notice that out of all the destruction Godzilla could have done, he could have wiped the whole coastline, but no, he attacks this one singular tech company, and nobody looks into the tech company. Nobody but a whistleblowing dude who like drain who whatchamacallit, takes showers in bleach, and this little girl and her friend are the only people looking into this giant tech company that Godzilla just leveled. Nobody's like curious about what the hell is going on. Good God. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to move on. After this, we get the introduction of Alexander Skarsgård's character, and we get introductions on the roof with what's the dude's name? We get the introductions of Ren and Damien Bashir's character, Walter Simmons. Yes. As they're leaving their facility after Godzilla is about to, vaporize the whole thing, the army is attacking Godzilla, not understanding why he's angry. Godzilla levels the entire facility. Well, tears out half of it, doesn't find what he's looking for, goes back into the ocean, and then we get the introduction of Alexander Skarsgård's character, who is a scientist looking for Hollow Earth, essentially. Kong's looking for a Hollow Earth, and our Alexander Skarsgård's character, whose his name in this movie escapes me, Nathan Lin. Nathan Lin is essentially searching for Hollow Earth. Found an entrance in Antarctica. They tried to go down there, but his brother died due to the gravity inversion. The force of the impact, basically killed him. That's horrendous. It's terrible. After that, Kong and Godzilla. Now, yeah, like I said, this is basically just a giant monster fight movie. Kong and Godzilla meet 3 times in this movie. Godzilla wins round 1 by damn near drowning Kong in the middle of the ocean, after Alexander Skarsgård's character, Nathan Lin, convinces Rebecca Hall's character, Eileen Andrews, into taking Kong off of Skull Island, because the habitat they built for him cannot sustain him anymore. He's getting way too big. He's getting too strong. He knows it's like he's in a pen, and he's not overly happy about it. So as they're taking Kong to the Antarctic entrance so that Kong can lead them down, they're hoping Kong can lead them down because he would instinctually want to go there. Instincts would take over, and like genetic memory and all that other shit, and he'd travel down to Hollow Earth. So as they're moving Kong across the ocean, with Eileen Andrews and Gia, our little death Kong communicator. She talks to Kong. She signs with him, which we don't find out until a little bit later. But we understand that Kong does understand humans. He can sign language. It's like he's kind of reading lips. He understands what's going on. Very, very, very smart giant ape. So after Godzilla nearly drowns Kong in the middle of... I'm trying to remember where Kong Island actually is. I'm assuming it's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean somewhere. So yeah, I'm assuming they're traveling through the Pacific Ocean, and Godzilla senses Kong, goes straight for him, damn near drowns his ass in the middle of the ocean. So Kong wins round 1 like 10 to 6. That's a 10-6 ass whooping. Maybe, yeah, that's a 10-6 ass whooping. Because Kong stood zero chance in the ocean. Godzilla can swim. He can also breathe underwater. Kong can't breathe underwater, and he can't swim, being a gorilla. Gorillas cannot swim. So, after that, they managed to airlift Godzilla to the Antarctic entrance and figure out a way to end. The little girl Gia convinces Kong to go down, because there might be more of his kind down there, which, in retrospect, isn't lying. She didn't particularly lie to him. There could have been more of his people down there. There weren't, but there could have been. Kong rushes down there, and once he hears, hey, there might be more of your people down there, rushes down there. They follow him in the anti-gravity ships, and in their makeshift anti-gravity ships built by said evil tech company, and truck down into this crevasse and get shot out into like some Stargate looking portal, and essentially get shot down into Hollow Earth. I have no... It's a pretty cool scene. Looks fantastic, but what's with the portal? What's with the portal? Anyway, they arrive at Hollow Earth, and Kong is finally in like this gigantic open space for like the first time in probably a while. And even Skull Island was essentially very small compared to this gigantic place that Kong is now running across. Kong gets attacked by a couple of creatures. Humans help. First of all, Kong gets way too much help from the humans in this movie. It make it seem like Kong ain't a G, and I feel like Kong a thug. So why is Kong getting all this help from all these other people? It makes the humans feel useful. Because humans don't need to be in this movie. Most of these people do not need to be in this movie. Like Kyle Chandler's character, Mark Russell, the characters in this movie are essentially just like connective tissue to the other movies, which you don't really need because you have connective tissue in the fucking monsters who look exactly the same. Good God. Well, that being said, Kong races across this place. This beautiful, beautiful scenery. Absolutely gorgeous scenery. Rushes down this entire Hollow Earth. Comes to a sanctuary where he's got like the gorilla handprint on the door from the trailer. Pushes the door open, and you get to see kind of like bleachers, essentially, like bleachers or seats or rafters for, I'm assuming, Kong's people. And Kong managed to pick up his axe we see from the trailer. Kong picks up his axe that we see from the initial trailer. And Kong picks up his axe from the trailer. We see from the trailer, beating his chest, roar. I do like this movie. It's a good movie. It's a good action popcorn flick. There's some hits, there's some misses, but mostly hits. Now at this point, our intrepid trio are looking for are traveling through they sneak into the evil tech company whose name escapes me right now. They sneak into evil tech company's base of operations, and they find some skullcrawler eggs, and then they get transported along this like tube from Pensacola, Florida, all the way to Hong Kong, China, where they make a discovery of Mecha Godzilla in this evil tech company, which is controlled by the kind of dormant brain of Ghidorah, which is a very strange, very weird scene, where they've got like all a bunch of wires hooked up to Ghidorah's brain, using it as kind of like a medium, I'm assuming, to control the, like, you know, VR control. If you've ever seen Sword Art Online, something similar to controlling this mechanized giant. Problem is they don't have enough power for it, which is the main reason why they funded said expedition to Hollow Earth, to find the power necessary to control, not control, but to make Mecha Godzilla feasible, so that he can go up against Godzilla, which he does later in the movie, and beats the ever living shit out of Godzilla. Man, Godzilla gets worked in this movie. But back to Hollow Earth, Kong finds his axe, sits in like a throne that's I'm assuming meant for like the alpha of his species. And since he is the last of his species, he is by default the alpha of his species. So he takes his axe, lays it into the ground, and we kind of get this picture light up of like a serpent that very much resembles Kong. We also have other weapons like another axe, spears laid out across the ground as the ground begins to light up. It looks like I said, it looks like one of Godzilla's species, unless Godzilla is the only one of his species, but I don't think so. I'm assuming it's similar to Godzilla. Godzilla's the last of his kind. Kong is the last of his kind. I'm assuming Kong's ancestors killed one of Godzilla's ancestors and managed to rip his fins off to protect themselves from Godzilla's atomic breath. And the scales also absorb energy and making them, like, you know, incredibly sharper, which you get later on in the movie. Godzilla senses this and essentially blows an atomic breath-sized hole straight down to Hollow Earth, where he comes face to face with Kong. He destroys the sanctuary. Kong's pissed. Kong goes back up. Round 2, Kong and Godzilla go at it again. Once again, incredible fight scene. Incredible fight scene going toe to toe to toe. Kong is trying desperately to avoid Godzilla's atomic breath. And round 2 goes to Kong. 10-9. 10-9. Bell stoppage. Round ends. They go their separate ways as the humans come up from Hollow Earth and the and the people from and our intrepid, you know, investigating trio get caught by said evil tech company character, Julian Bashir. Is it Damien Bashir? No, it's Damien something. Damien Bashir, yes. Getting caught by Damien Bashir's character. And Damien Bashir character kind of starts monologuing as they're copying the energy source they got from Hollow Earth. They start copying the energy source. Kong, Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla starts to power up, but there's a malfunction. We're not exactly sure what the malfunction is, but the malfunction fries Damien Bashir's number 2. The actor's name is Shun. The character name is Ren Shirazawa. I think that's how you pronounce the last name. Ren gets fried. He's Bashir. He's Walter Simmons' tech guy, Damien Bashir's character. So brain fries Mecha, and then this is our unintentional comedy moment. I don't know if it is I don't know if this was comedy or not supposed to be comedy or supposed to be funny or terrifying. I don't know. But as Damien Bashir is monologuing, Mecha Godzilla turns around, starts to look at him, and then like completely kills him for no reason. This is one of those. This scene is both unintentional comedy and worst scene in the movie. I hated this scene. I hate monologuing. I know it's one of those things that happens, but it's one of those things I freaking hate. Monologuing is fucking terrible for this movie, but is what it is. And Godzilla and Kong go back up for round 3, and this is where Godzilla wins. Godzilla wins. This is third round, technical knockout. Kong can't get up. He dislocates. He disarms Kong. Godzilla disarms Kong, dislocates, throws Kong into like a bunch of building, dislocates Kong's shoulder, and then proceeds to rip Kong's chest apart with his claws and steps on Kong's chest and basically begins to, like, he hurts Kong really, really bad and roars in Kong's face. Kong roars back as in he's not giving up, and Godzilla essentially just walks away because he knows Kong is done. He's won. And Kong tries to get up and then falls right back down. Third round, technical knockout. Godzilla wins. And still, the world heavyweight champion Godzilla. Now, stop. I thought Kong was going to win. Now I'm capping. I fully suspected that Godzilla would win. Because I felt more for the Asian market that Kong wasn't going to win. I think Kong might have made it competitive, but I never thought Kong was actually going to win this fight. Because you can't have Godzilla losing a fight in Asian markets like Japan and China. That's not a good idea. So, you knew Godzilla was probably going to win the overall fight. Mechagodzilla comes busting out the mountain in Hong Kong, goes toe-to-toe with Godzilla and begins to rip Godzilla to pieces. Beats him the fuck up with bionic punches and just throwing haymakers left and right, left and right, left and right. And Godzilla is in no shape or form ready to win this fight, while Kong's heart is stopping. Kong's heart's essentially stopping again and again and again and again and again and again, and his heart's beating slower and slower as our little girl Gia, his sidekick, his homegirl, starts to notice that Kong's heart starts beating really, really slow. So what they use the energy from the anti-gravity ship to jumpstart Kong's heart. The little girl convinces Kong to help Godzilla. Kong gets up, pops his shoulder back in, goes after Mechagodzilla, and we get our team up that we all knew was going to happen. They go toe-to-toe with Mechagodzilla. They whoop his ass. Kong cuts Mechagodzilla to pieces with the axe atomically powered by Godzilla's, atomic breath. Cuts Mechagodzilla to pieces, rips off the head. I'm the king. Raw. Beating his chest. Lays down because he's fucking tired, and you get all the characters meet up, and then we get Godzilla gets up, roars again. Kong realizes, oh shit, he wants to finish this, picks up his axe, he's ready to go again, and Godzilla looks at the axe, Kong drops it, and Godzilla just goes away. And Godzilla's like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna let you go this time because you helped me out, you saved my life, so I'm gonna let you go this time. But if I ever catch you on the surface again, I'm going to bite your motherfucking head off. That's what I took it as. Godzilla goes back into the ocean. Movie ends with Kong in Hollow Earth. Godzilla on land. Kong beating his chest. He's got his new territory in Hollow Earth. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of our movie. That's the end of the plot. That's generally just the plot right there. Now, with that being said, I did like this movie. I thought it was a very good movie. I thought it was well done. I thought the effects were fantastic. I thought the character work, and by character work, I mean, I think Rebecca Hall was great in this movie. I think Brian Tyree Henry was great in this movie. I think the little girl, Kaylee what is that? I think that's her name, Kaylee something. Kaylee Hotley. She was great in this movie. Fantastic. She was this her first this is her first acting credit that I can see. She was fantastic in this movie, gave a fantastic performance. But besides from, Kaylee, who plays Gia, Rebecca Hall, who plays Irene, and probably Alexander Skarsgård, who plays Nathan Lynn, most of the rest of these characters probably don't really need to exist. You got to put in like Damian Bashir and Shun Ogiri, who plays Ren Sarazawa and Walter Simmons respectively. After that, there's not much of a need for like the rest of these humans. Like Millie Bobby Brown really has nothing to do in this movie. Kyle Chandler does nothing in this movie. Eliza Gonzalez, it's good to see her. Is it Isa or Eliza? Or I think it's Isa Gonzalez, who plays Maya Simmons, Walter Simmons' daughter. She also doesn't need to be in this movie. There's not a lot of need for all these people, all the humans. But, like I said, cast is Alexander Skarsgård, Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Shun Ogira, I think it is, Isa Gonzalez, Julian Dennison, who I liked in this movie, Lance Reddick, Kyle Chandler, Damian Bashir, and Kaylee Hotley. We also have that dude in the moment, Admiral Wilcox, Hakeem Kazim. Hakeem Kazim, born in Nigeria. You have seen him in a lot of shit. You've seen him, if you've ever seen like the Liberian movies on TNT, if you've ever seen Black Sails, he's like, what's his name's right-hand man. He was Flynn's right-hand man for a while in Black Sails. He was in Hotel Rwanda. He was in The Fourth Kind. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. He's filming Intergalactic TV series right now. It's in post-production. If you've seen Comatose, he was in that. He was in the Watch TV series, Captain John Keel. Let's see. I'm trying to find out. Let's see. He was in Deep State, the TV series. Dynasty, the TV series. Did a couple episodes on Rwanda. Did a couple episodes, on MacGyver. And he was on the Roots television series, Lego Star Wars, Black Scales, Scorpion. He was in Dominion. He was the Prophet in Dominion. He was Mr. Scott in Black Sails. He was Samson in Roots. He was if you see him, you know who he is. You just don't know his name. He's that dude. If you see his face, you know his name. You just don't know him. But with that being said, like I said, I think Brian Tyree Henry played like a paranoid hacktivist incredibly well. I really liked his performance. He was like the comedy of the movie. Millie Bobby Brown is just there to be like the connective tissue and a name recognition for. I felt like she didn't exactly give her best performance either. I've seen her do better. I've seen her do better in Enola Holmes, which I love that movie, by the way. Better in Enola Holmes. Better in Stranger Things. I mean, she was better in the last Godzilla movie. Man, you had a lot of people in this movie just collecting checks, man. Alexander Skarsgård, I think he did well as Dr. Nathan Lynn. Rebecca Hall, she gave the best performance. Rebecca Hall and Kaylee, who played Gia, those two gave the two best performances in this movie, and they were all fantastic. Alright, budget for this movie was roughly $200 million. That's just cast and production costs, not media. So put that at 250. I would say 250, 260. So let's say $250, $260 million in first week box office. Right now, box office is at $48.5 million domestically, $236.9 internationally, for a worldwide of $285.4 million, which means they're gonna make money on this movie. I don't know how much money they're gonna make on this movie, but they're gonna make money on this movie. It's fantastic. For the other, also, let's not forget the other two characters in this movie, Kong and Godzilla, who are beautifully rendered. But as for, like I said, the budget, they made great movie. They made great stuff on this one, just like fantastic. Most rewatchable scene in this movie for me is kind of like the entire. Actually, it's kind of a tie between like the last fight scene between the fight scene between Kong, Godzilla, and Mechagodzilla when Kong and Godzilla team up, or it's the Hollow Earth scene. The Hollow Earth scene is shot beautifully. I'm gonna go with the Hollow Earth scene. That's the scene that just like kind of drew me in. Just like really drew me into this movie. And I know it's really late in the movie to say that a scene drew you in, but it's the scene that drew me into the movie. It was fantastic. It looked beautiful. The effects were amazing. You had Kong crossing different creatures as he went along, and just like instinct taking over. It was a beautiful scene to see him kind of wind up at like the meeting place of his ancestors, essentially, which is what I thought this place was. I thought it was a fantastic movie. After that, you get your, you get that scene, and it's a beautiful scene. Absolutely love it. Character arcs, I've already done that. I kind of went through character arcs as I was doing the movie. It's very strange, but this movie, like I said, this is a good movie, and if you're wondering about whether or not to watch it, you should. Like I said, it's about trying to remember the runtime. It's about an hour, and it's about 145 with credits coming out to 151. So it's a little under 2 hours for this movie, but it's a really good movie. You should go out of your way to watch it. It's fantastic. It's not like, Oscar worthy, but it's a very, very good movie. It's a giant monster fight movie. That's what you came to see, and that's what you should expect, and they gave it to you. They gave it to you in spades and great color. I was really happy to see this pop up on HBO Max because I really wanted to watch this movie, and watching this movie kind of just like shot all my other plans to hell. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is our Godzilla versus Kong breakdown. Now I'm going to get smoother with this breakdown as we get along. This was kind of an impromptu breakdown. I just haven't had time to really research this movie the way I would have wanted to. But this is my in-depth, well, this isn't really in-depth, but this is my breakdown of Godzilla vs. Kong. Shout out to next week when I start doing the DC EU, taking breaks out to do the various movies that come out in HBO Max or just like Amazon or Netflix, to start doing my movie review. I am SJP, host of the movie edition of the SJP Files. See you next time, every time.